when you were in 12 personnel last year, it was the most balanced.
You're killing me, Scott.
My apologies.
I'm going to invite you to our self-scout meetings next year.
It was your most balanced personnel grouping.
Yep.
Last forever. Kidding.
No, our self-scout meetings really do last forever.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
It was your most productive grouping. It was also your most balanced grouping.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that is because you have two tight ends who produced at a high level last year? And what is, I assume, because it's a neutral formation that people can't automatically expect, run pass. I mean, how good can it be and convert, and
Sure.
also your tight ends?
I'm only kidding you. 12 personnel is a very unique set from this standpoint offensively. Regardless of personnel, 12 personnel can play as 11 personnel. It can play as 21 personnel. In some ways, it can play as other things. You could be empty. You could be in a split gun. I mean, you can do all kinds of things from one personnel grouping. So I think when you look at it, if you talk to Phil, he would probably tell you the same thing. What you have to do defensively is immediately kind of identify who the people are, who the players are. Because if Noah Fant is the second tight end, you probably need to be aware of that. And you may want to play it more like you would play a 3-receiver set. Regardless of how we may line up, you probably don't want to get too crazy in some of the coverage things, put guys in bad spots. If we have two bigger tight ends in there, then you're probably going to treat it a little bit differently. So I always think the key is this, and I've been around guys in the National Football League that would not block, that refused to block. And it always seemed like such a silly thing to me because it really limits your production as a tight end. If Noah Fant can go in there and be an inline guy and be a serious blocker where they have to respect closing down both C gaps or putting them in a wing or bringing them out of the backfield, then it's going to limit what they can do defensively, and certainly it's going to make for more opportunity for him. So it's one of those personnel groupings where if you have the right pieces, you'd like to spend some time in it because it puts a little bit more pressure on the defense. You can be slotted, you can be pro, you can be 3 open, you can do a lot of things that are, kind of challenging for them. The flip side of that, the last part of that equation is how much can you realistically expect your personnel to be able to handle within all those things? Because we can go in a room and we can all have fun and draw a bunch of stuff up and it looks great, but it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Game day, here's me, here's all the coaches, here's everybody else. There are the 11 guys that have to do it. And if they don't understand it and they don't know it, then it's not going to matter how great the system or the scheme is. I've seen a lot of really bad calls look really good because guys were executing and understood what to do. I've seen a lot of great calls look terrible because the only guy that understood it was the guy that called it. That's not going to work.
All right,